Hello, I'm joined by Hayden Bird, first competitive match in charge of Kingstonian. Been a long pre-season, and you were saying, I think last week, you only really know about the players once it gets going.
Yep.
And in a way, you only really know about the feel of a club when it gets going
Yep.
for a competitive game. So how do you feel after today's goalless draw that feels like a positive step forward, but also maybe frustrating?
Yeah, I agree with you on both counts. It was positive. I'd like to think that the one thing that we've shown Kingstonian as the supporters today is that there's a team here this season. There's a team here that are organised, there's a group of players that want to fight for each other. We're frustrated because we had the chances to win the game. It was a game of moments. Tactically, the players worked well on the training ground this week. We took that onto the pitch. It's frustrating that we didn't win, but I think today on day one we should feel positive about our work.
And so you saw the things you wanted to see in terms of the shape of the side going forward, and more impressive defensively than had been the case in pre-season?
Yeah, that's been the worry in pre-season, albeit this is for me the frustrations of pre-season. I've never known a pre-season like it with so many people away, which is the evils of non-league football. So you have the two centre-halves away, they get back from holiday, the two central midfield players away, the left-backs away, Sean's away, Rob has been on holiday. So when you work in the attacking phase, you can work more generally, and I want everybody to get an understanding of my idea with the ball. When players aren't there, it's very difficult to work in transition and work in the defensive phase. So consequently, I think the supporters that have been to pre-season have seen some great football. They've seen a lot of goals, but they've seen too many goals because we've shipped too many goals. Today you could see the work on the training ground where they look much more organised without the ball. So fantastic on day one that we've kept a clean sheet, because honestly, the secret of doing well in this league and winning titles is to be hard to beat. And when you're not quite right, one chance, one goal, 1-0, you've won. When we're right with the ball, we can win by 2s and 3s and 4s. Today, a little frustrating, but without the ball, I think it was a tick in the box.
How would you describe the shape? Some people say it's a kind of 4-2-3-1. Dan Bennett was just saying, well, we're 4-5-1 when we don't have the ball, certainly. But you've got three behind Louis.
Yeah.
So that fluidity is quite unusual for non-league. I mean,
Yes.
you're either a 4-4-2 or you're some variant of that, or you do five at the back. But what you're doing is a little bit different. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. You would look upon it on the board as a 4-2-3-1, even though the 3 is the secret, because the player that plays on the right-hand side only looks for pockets, only looks to play in the spaces, where the player looks to play on the left-hand side, makes the pitch big, and Sean Claresi makes the pitch big on the other side. So without the ball, you would say it was a 4-2-3-1, which is adaptable to 4-1-4-1. And with the ball, when you release Sean, it can go and play as a 3 at the back, and it's almost a 3-6-1.
And that was an important outlet today. I think
Yes.
Maybe 3 or 4 times, and it was his perfect cross for Dan Bennett that led to the best chance.
I think this guy's got real quality. Can't quite understand what happened last season, albeit that's not my business. But in terms of the model that I want, this guy is perfect. He's perfect for the way that I want to play. He's experienced. Let's not forget that he probably marked their best player as well today in Leo Coker. But the secret with Sean is because he understands his work tactically. Their best player only collects the ball in deep areas because Sean has been creeping up the pitch supporting the play. So all of that is indicative of the work that we've done in a really small window, and the way that we've changed the philosophies and the identity of the football club.
And the system relies also, obviously, on the striker a lot to be continually making intelligent runs. And I think at the end you came over to the fans and you called Louis to congratulate him. So you were pleased with his work.
Louis was absolutely selfless today, because on another day it's a really frustrating day for a centre forward, because once or twice, because the ball changed hands a little bit too often, the midfield players didn't play with the right picture in their head, so it was a little isolated. I think what would have been the major difference today is that we had an even better possession of the ball that encouraged third man runs in behind, and that helps them, Louis. But we want to defend from the front, and if I was a centre half today, if I was Tom Phipp, if I was Mitchell Nelson, you wouldn't want to come across this guy very often. So I thought he did a really selfless job for the team. And he's been like that all pre-season. I've heard so much about this guy. I mean, I'll say openly, I think he's the best centre forward.
And then Wingate on Tuesday. What are your thoughts on that guy? You're likely to keep the same starting 11 you've seen enough today? I think Ollie Cook's still going to be out like more than one game this season.
Yeah, Ollie's missing for 4 games, which is a blow. There's a possible
hangover from last season.
Yes, exactly right. He got sent off in the playoff final. Tutu, there's a possibility will be fit, who is a natural successor, albeit, young Jerry has come in today. I thought he did a fantastic job for us.
He's primarily a centre back, right? I know he's played right back sometimes in pre-season.
Literally either. This is a guy that's going to be really important to us, because whereas maybe in the past when the budgets have been bigger than what they are, you would sign 3-4 centre halves, 4 full-backs, 2 right-backs, 2 left-backs. This is a guy that can do a job anywhere. We went to Tonbridge last week, he did a fantastic job on Joe Turner. He comes into the middle today, and Joe Taylor's a handful. And, this guy is a kid, he's 21, but tremendous future. I thought he did a really good job.
And people might see, a draw with Cray, they've just come up. But Cray are ambitious this season. This isn't just Cray looking to...
Tell you what, absolutely. I think there's real similarities between Cray and Carl Shorten. And if you look at the personnel in their team, the leader is missing today, Mitchell Nelson. He's been more than an accomplished centre half at this level. You have Fit, you have Coker, you have Taylor, you have the likes of Charlie Allen, you have Bradley Pritchard, Jerome Federico. I think that they will be challenging the top 5 today. And they're a team that can hit you very hard on the counter-attack, which is why we set up today to make sure that the pitch wasn't open. So we couldn't flood too many bodies forward, which would leave us open defensively.
Well, see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
And there'll be lots of K's at John Tolley's wedding tomorrow. So today was Lovebird, tomorrow's Lovebirds.
Thank you. Cheers, Taylor. Cheers.